Hello again. This is Kevin Halley from the Coach's Box, Call It Like We See It podcast, and I'm here again this week to talk to you about SEC football. We've got a full slate of games within the SEC, in which most of them include at least one ranked team, because why not? It's SEC football. Everything that ranges from a very intriguing game between South Carolina and Oklahoma, all the way down to a Florida-Kentucky matchup that can be very intriguing for both teams, to a high-powered Texas-Georgia matchup that will be really good to see in prime time on Saturday night. So let's get right into it. The only non-conference matchup of the week is going to be Ball State going to Vanderbilt. Not your everyday Vanderbilt. I'm getting more and more sold on Vanderbilt each week. Vanderbilt's I believe a large favorite in this one. And just to keep it short, because it is Ball State and Vanderbilt, I see Vanderbilt kind of continuing on the pathway they're on and getting another win under their belt, which makes the win that my Missouri Tigers have over Vanderbilt look that much better each week. So Vandy, Commodores, keep rolling. It's only going to help our Tigers. First game outside of that, we'll talk about is the Kentucky-Florida game in Gainesville. Both teams are at 3-3. Both teams are kind of still struggling and trying to figure out where they're at. Florida is the 2.5-point favorite. It's going to be very close. It's kind of a toss-up here. And I don't know which offense or which defense will be able to control this. It's such an evenly matched game. It's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. That's about what I do believe, and I'm almost for certain on. I kind of see Florida getting the edge on this one because it is at home. Maybe a 3-point game, 24-21, 27-24, something like that. But we could be completely turned over on our heads on this one, and it could be a 10-7 game. But I see probably I'm going to go with Florida winning by a field goal, probably in the last possession for that game. Next game we're going to talk a little bit about is going to be the Mississippi State and Texas A&M. Texas A&M coming off a bye week. Number 14 ranked Texas A&M. They've gotten better and better and better each week since their week 1 loss, I believe, to Notre Dame. Mississippi State is going to struggle in this game. It is at Mississippi State, but I just think Texas A&M is too good. Mike Elko has been really good for this program, and they're doing a lot of really good things. I see Mississippi State winning this one big by 3+ touchdowns. Their quarterback, it looked really good 2 weeks ago against Missouri. Has 2 weeks prepare, 2 more weeks to get healthy. He was still a little bit banged up, but played in that game at Missouri and looked really good. With him being more healthy, Texas A&M's offense rolls against Mississippi State by 3+ touchdowns. Next up is the homecoming game at Missouri. The founders of homecoming, the first ever homecoming. I don't care what other colleges say. Missouri holds that claim. I'm going to stay to it. But Auburn, the 2-4 Auburn Tigers come to Missouri, to Columbia, for a homecoming matchup against the 5-1 Tigers. The Tigers are the favorite in this one by 4.5 points. But they righted the ship a little bit against a not very good UMass team last week. The Auburn Tigers, their offense has been a little bit better. It hasn't been bad. They're throwing the ball a little bit more than what they've been, a little bit better than what they have been in the past. But I think Mizzou's defense probably will be able to negate a lot of that passing attack that Auburn has been able to kind of find their footing with. But Auburn's going to have to throw a lot to win this game, and the pass rush in Missouri is too good. I see the offense from Missouri still kind of still rolling after picking up some steam against UMass and kind of finding some confidence there. And that's the big thing that I think was missing with with Missouri in a couple of weeks. They were getting wins, but they weren't doing it consistently enough and with enough firepower is what everybody thought they were going to do. I kind of see this as the game that could jumpstart that offense. I do see Mizzou winning by 2 touchdowns. Auburn's still a good team. It's an SEC team, but this is going to be a good win on homecoming for Missouri by 2 touchdowns. Next up is LSU and Arkansas in Fayetteville. It's a primetime game. Arkansas comes in at 4-2, LSU at 5-1, and I believe LSU is ranked number, I believe top 10. I believe they're near the top 10. It just slipped my mind, and I had it in front of me and lost it. So LSU is number 8. Sorry, had to go look that up. Make sure I got it right. LSU is the 3-point favorite in this. Arkansas has been much better this year than what they were last year. They're coming in at 4-2. I think this is kind of going to be the upset special of the week. I see Arkansas being able to pull this one out at the end. Like I said, in the past few weeks, I'm still not a huge, even though the numbers don't back me up on this, I'm not a Garrett Nussmeier fan. He doesn't pass the eye test for me. He has numbers, but I just see some things that I think I think Arkansas at home is going to be able to get the win over this one. I think their quarterback should be back this week, Taylon Green. And I think that's going to give Arkansas a boost, especially offensively in the run game. And I think they're going to be able to do some things against that LSU defense with the run game. They're going to control the possession clock. I think they're going to be able to pull this out. It's going to be very close. I think it's going to be 24-20, Arkansas at home. They get the win. Next game we're going to cover, I'm going to talk about, is South Carolina and Oklahoma. This is going to be in Norman. So South Carolina, Beamer takes his team to Norman to take on the 4-2 Sooners. South Carolina, I think their offense is better this year. It's been really, really good. Their quarterback play has been really good. And I expect to see them continue to be able to do that because I just think they've been very good. They weren't. They need to be better than they were last week. And if South Carolina can convert, I was reading something, can convert on third downs. I think Oklahoma's like 100+ in the nation in third down conversions. I think they're going to be able to find a way to get this pulled out. But if they can do that, that's if OU gets to third down. I think that OU has too much talent. I think OU has too much going for them, especially in the run game. Quarterback play has been good. I think they're going to be much better. I do see Oklahoma getting this win in Norman, and I think it's going to be like a 31-21 game. I think they pull away towards the end, but I take Oklahoma in this one as well. The two highlighted games for this weekend. The first one I'm going to talk about is going to be Alabama and Tennessee, where Josh Heupel and his Volunteers are hosting Alabama. Alabama's still highly ranked. Tennessee's still ranked, even coming off a loss. I don't know which way to go with this one. Alabama, I still think, should be a better team than what they're showing on the field. On paper, they're a much better team than what they're showing. But I just don't know whether there's enough around Jaden Milroe, who has been really, really good this year. He should be a very high Heisman candidate. I just don't know that there's enough consistent talent around him to be able to kind of carry this team on his own back. The defense has to play a little bit better. They have to get some more stops than what they have been, and that's tough to do against a Tennessee offense who's been pretty good this year. I, 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 So there's the Tennessee pass defense is where I think their biggest weakness is. They've given up a lot of yards to a lot of quarterbacks over the last few weeks. And this is where I think Milroe can kind of expose this defense. This is going to be a very high-scoring game, I believe. I think both teams will get into the high 30s, maybe even into the 40s. I expect it to be a 40-35 Alabama win in Tennessee. I think it's going to be a very big win, and I think it's just going to further expose, while his offense is very good, Josh Heupel's defense, and they need to be better moving forward. But I expect Alabama to get the win in Tennessee on this. And the highlight of the week, the high game of the week in the SEC, is number 5 Georgia and number 1 Texas. This is going to be played in Austin, Texas. It's the primetime game, 7:30 on Saturday night. Texas at 6-0, Georgia at 5-1. If Georgia needs to erase that Alabama loss from their resume, it's going to take a win over Texas, especially on the road. Here's the problem, though. Texas has the best quarterback room in the country, and it's not even close. They have one of the best offenses in the country, and it's not even close. And it's going to be very difficult because Texas is a 5-point favorite over the number 5 team in the country. The defense for Georgia is very good. I just don't know if it's enough to hold down the offense of Texas. There are a lot of people calling for a Georgia upset here. I can't do it. Texas is too good, especially at home. And I see Texas getting the win 30-24. So you're going to see a lot of it on Party Line. I've only got the one upset that I talked about that I see coming. I expect Arkansas to beat LSU, but beyond that, I expect it to be kind of along the party line here when it comes to rankings and who gets the wins. So thank you again. Again, if you don't subscribe to the Coach's Box, you can get us on Facebook, YouTube, the X, and on Twitch. So thank you very much. See you next week.